All right. So Sean here is today's session is going to be a little bit different because Sean here is nice enough to go ahead and give us some of his time, and I want everybody to take advantage of asking Sean questions about the job hunt. So I got actually a message from somebody who I won't name that person's name, but fantastically is also not here. That is just like, well, it's just Rich basically saying the same shit every single week. Yeah, but are you doing it? Because it's working. It's like, I would like to hear from another PM. So I brought this person, and that person's still not here. Yeah, too much winning. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break from this, but like I'll just be here watching, and I'm also gonna learn a little bit from Sean too about what his experience was. But basically, I've been asking you guys, they're like, well, it always starts off with like, Rich got to do a little motivational spill for like the first 20 minutes. Well, come here with your fucking questions, and I wouldn't have to because I just woke up. I say the same shit every single day. Reach out to 30 fucking jobs on LinkedIn. Two mock interviews a day. If you're full-time job hunting, to two mock interviews a week. Some of you guys that are rejoining recently, welcome back. That's basically the new standard right now. And if you have your resumes to review, I mean, like remind me that you have to review your resume because I can't do like a 1 hour one-on-one resume review anymore. And we'll do that with the recorder off at the end of the call. But I think that's been standard. 30 outreach messages, 30 outreach messages, okay, 30 outreach messages, two mocks, and two case study presentations like a week that you bring in for Thursday, which one you guys want me to go ahead and cover. But as the great Conor McGregor used to always say, losers focus on winners and winners focus on winning. So I will leave the time now. And I think like you guys have to go out there and actually make the most out of this job hunt yourselves. Do not just come in here thinking like, huh, I don't know what I'm going to ask this person. The question should be typed up. And I'll tell you guys right now, I'm almost not, I'm just going to shut down the next coaching call within 5 minutes if there's no questions in the chat. Because like, it's just one person asking a question. And then that dominates the first 20 minutes. And in the last 10 minutes, everybody's getting in. Uh, and then everybody's getting in that last minute question during the last 5 minutes. Like you're the last got you, Abel. And then everybody's trying to get their last minute questions in the last 5 minutes. That's not a good use of time. That's not a good use of your time. You guys should be responsible for that. You guys wouldn't be operating like that if this was a freaking MBA program, which I think this program here does a much better job in. So in the time that's left, I'm going to shut the fuck up and let Sean take over. Uh, don't waste his time. Well, don't waste your time, but definitely don't waste his time. So you guys go ahead, pipe in the questions. Like this isn't a freaking sports conference. Pipe in the questions into the chat so they could actually see it, digest it, and give you guys something actionable to take away here from. Let's get it.
All right,
Uh,
Rich. Um, oh, sorry, Rich. Were you gonna say something
no,
else? All right. All right, guys. Hey, how's it going? My name is Sean Park. I joined Product Gym back in end of 2021. Um, Obviously a different time back then, but uh, rejoined the cohort earlier this year. Well, pretty much like the second day of the year. Um, and I was successful in landing a job in about 45 days, give or take. Just to give a quick background, I started off my career at Pasco America and then LG Electronics on a more account management, program management roles. I then joined Samsung Electronics America in 2018 as a product manager. And I was the lead product manager for the Galaxy smartwatches, owning the ideation, validation, and the go-to-market process. I then joined Altice USA and then Master Dynamic. Um, and most recently, I landed a role at Fiserv. So yeah, that's a super high overview of what I've been doing so far. And yeah, excited to be here to share some of my experiences and get to learn more of the product gym members. So with that being said, I'm gonna start off with Justin's question. So I got a question from a recruiter last week. I don't know what the first desktop the interview was. Do you have your bachelor's degrees? It should have said I have enough education. It's just one of it. Yeah, I would have, Justin, I totally get you. If someone asked me about my education, I would have been a little rattled as well. I don't think I've ever received that question.
Neither. Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah. So I would have been like, what? So totally understand where you're coming from. But yeah, I agree. I think it's a good learning experience. I would have said no or yes or no at whatever the answer might have been. And I would definitely try to leverage the script that you have shared on the Q&A section. But yeah, that's a very odd question. I don't think I've ever been asked about bachelor's, master's, PhD, or whatever it is. So sorry to hear that you had to go through that one.
No, it was literally the second question. She was just like checking boxes. So just to share with everyone. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like a fun place anyway. So just put that on the rearview mirror, my man.
Yep.
All right, going to Kel's question. Can you give us an idea of how your day is broken out when you were job hunting? Yeah, that's a great question. So spent about 8 to 9 hours, and a good chunk of it was just searching for jobs, applying, and definitely leveraging the Airtable. I think probably landed like more than a dozen interviews just from that Airtable alone. So good chunk of it was applying. Spent 2 hours reaching out to people on LinkedIn via messaging or commenting. I'm sure you've heard a ton of this from Rich, but applying sometimes isn't just enough, and you got to reach out to get more exposure to the recruiters as well. And I don't have like a ratio of how much it worked, but in this case, let me just share my screen for like 1 second. I reached out to someone on Amazon for a Fire TV PM role at the time. And I just remember this person because he responded like the very next day saying, hey, I reviewed your, I reviewed your application. Let's get the interview set up. So I think it took about 2 to 3 days applying, messaging someone, and then getting that first round interview. So messaging and commenting definitely works. And I wish I had done a little bit more of this, but mock interviews. When I did mock interviews, it was usually with Lawrence, and I probably had other mock interviews, maybe 5 or 6 other people on the product gym, and spent about an hour or two per week. And I wish I had done more of it. So, Kel, just to give a super high overview of the answer, like a big chunk of it was just applying, 2 hours or so to reaching out people, commenting on LinkedIn, or any other forums, and 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours here and there doing some mock interviews. So that was pretty much the breakdown, and obviously squeezing in interviews whenever it came through. Kel, anything else that you want me to touch on?
Nope. Just want to get a sense of how your day was broken up. Thanks.
Yep. Oh, and I do want to mention I wasn't the one with the highest output. I think Pritwish still holds that crown. But I think in month of January, I probably applied to 400-ish applications. So that was my number. But Pritwish, I think, Rich, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was like 1,200 a month. So and he landed like 6 offers or something like that. And Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, but just to share some baseline numbers in terms of resume outputs.
I would say Pritwish is the record holder. Pritwish did 39 interviews, 39 booked 39 interviews like a week. But he was yeah, I know. He's putting all of you Americans to shame. Too much winning. All right. So 39 interviews like a week, but that was when like I think that 1 week where we hosted like 2 sessions a day, like every 12
Yeah.
hours. So we did one at 8 a.m. and we did one at 8 p.m. for the full-time job hunters. And it was just basically me like it was straight OnlyFans, like apply, 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 apply. And he booked 39 interviews. He's him and Dennis are probably the only two people that actually followed up with all their rejections. And that's one thing I have to say for everybody is like follow up with all your rejections, follow up with all of your rejected applications, follow up with all of your rejected, um, followed up with all your rejected and ghosted interviews. He followed up with the companies that rejected him, even all the way to the final round, and he was rebooking these interviews again too. So like it's really a time management game, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Um, yeah. Okay. So moving on to Abel's question. Also, I would appreciate you could go over one more concern. LinkedIn communications with job posters. I'm frustrated with this. I would like a review. Abel, I'm sorry, just for clarification, is this question for me or is this like a continuation question for Rich? But in any case, let me just quickly answer the LinkedIn communication. I definitely hear you in terms of frustration because, yeah, maybe it's because of the current market. People responding not as common as what it used to be, but just like putting up high numbers in terms of applying, you just got to keep reaching out through comments or messages. That person at Amazon that responded to me within 12 hours, that he was probably someone that I messaged, I don't know, like number 50 of that week. So you gotta, as Rich mentions, it's a numbers game at that point. And I think LinkedIn implemented something new where you can follow up even if you're not connected with that person, but you just got to burn in one more in-mail credit or something like that. So you can reach out to that person as much as possible. Just got to use your credit. All right. Michael, what outreach methods were most effective? How did your approach evolve? That's a great question. I primarily leveraged my network for whether it's like recommendation or direct contact, and also leverage a lot of LinkedIn messages and comments. Honestly, referrals didn't give me much edge versus 3-4 years ago. But actually reaching out to people on LinkedIn gave me more exposure and responses. So I actually stopped asking for referrals after a while and just reached out to people just by myself and saw some success there. And Michael, your second question, did you have different resumes based on desired role or something else? No, I just had one resume and applied to all the positions. The only change I did, so certain companies limit you, like Google, three applications per month or something like that. So I actually made another email account and purchased like a burner number. I'm sure you can purchase like whatever numbers. So I made like 3 more accounts. For Amazon, actually I shouldn't say this, but but yeah, I think certain companies I had like 3 different emails, had like maxed out on all of them. So didn't have different resumes, but I had different email addresses and different phone numbers.
Yo, that's some Jason Bourne shit right there. Everybody give a fucking clap emoji, man. I love that shit. I freaking love it.
Yeah, if you want to purchase numbers, I use the app Hushed. So that's what I use. The app sounds a little weird. It's called Hushed, but I think I bought like 3 numbers so I can apply more. So just if you guys want to do that, check out the app Hushed. And
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Yeah, my head is turning. I can't understand when you say you had one resume, you are applying. The job descriptions are not the same. You have to tweak those resumes. So how are you doing that? How are you doing that?
Honestly, I chose to apply more versus tailoring each and every for each and every position. I saw more success in just spraying and praying versus tailoring for each of the positions. That for me that worked. So that I can only speak to that. But if anyone has tailored their resume to each and every position, please feel free to keep me honest here. But I didn't go that route. Abel, sorry to not give a clear answer on that question.
My brain was ticking. I said, the job descriptions are not the same. So anyway, I got you. So you just send them out. They respond. Yeah, that's it. Okay. If that's it, I can send out 30 applications a day or 40 if I don't have to tweak them.
Yeah. For me,
what takes me time is trying to customize those resumes to the jobs.
Yeah, try to have like a baseline resume, and obviously feel free to share it with us for review, but yeah, utilize that one version and just blast away.
Yeah, Rich has my baseline resume. I hope I get it back soon from him.
Gotcha. You're in good hands. No worries.
I know.
All right, Kel's question: how do you navigate job application interview questions that require on the job AI ML experience when you haven't had any, but have automation experience? Yeah, Kel, I had the same question when I was interviewing with Qualcomm, and they required AI plus voice recognition experience, and obviously I didn't have that. So the best I could do was pivot, and maybe some people take it a different route, but I just was super transparent with them. Hey, I don't have XYZ skill sets, but I have ABC, and as a product manager, I'm very confident in executing this product from ideation to launch. So that's the route that I recommend. And what is it? If you have automation experience, I'm sure you can twist it in a way, or at least apply a certain story that you can apply to AI and ML experience. That's my suggestion. Michael, how did you develop your top 5 stories? Were they relevant in your interviews? So if you interview for Amazon, you're gonna have to have like at minimum 24 stories based on the leadership principles. So 2 stories per each leadership principles would be like the bare minimum. So you got to write those stories as detailed as possible, and have it in the back of your head. Like it's your story, so you have to be familiar with it, memorize all the details, and once you have that story in the back of your head, you can pretty much pick that story and tailor it to whatever questions that they may ask for any behavioral questions. So I would start writing down your story based on the leadership principles, get familiar with it, and be comfortable with twisting and turning depending on the questions. This is actually an advice from someone who was a principal product manager at Amazon a few years back. So that's how they prep, and that's how they expect people to be prepped ahead of Amazon interviews.
So these stories you're talking about, are they different from case studies?
Yeah. This is just all for behavioral questions. Like, tell me about a time when you did XYZ, those kind of questions. Totally different from case studies.
Okay.
All right. And Michael's next question: how has this interview cycle changed since your last one? Any trends with hiring? Dude, so many changes. So when I first joined PG in end of 2021, obviously a different time. So just refining my LinkedIn, I was able to get like 5 interviews in like 2 weeks. But in a couple of years later down the road to today, it's a completely different story. You got to go above and beyond to be seen by a recruiter and get the conversation going. And also, I feel like there's a lot more competition that are in the market these days. So definitely different. But comparing Q4 of last year to Q1 this year, certainly more optimistic. Q4, I was like, holy crap, like maybe it's because of the holidays, maybe whatever the case is, I was seeing a lot less responses. But as soon as Q1 hit, it flipped, the switch flipped, and just getting a lot more responses. So keep going at it, and I'm sure after all these headlines of trade wars pass away, you'll hear back more than the past weeks. Yeah, Vanessa, can you please share some tips, actions that help with landing 5+ interviews weekly? Yeah, pumping out resumes, like 350 plus applications per month, following up with people on LinkedIn, whatever forums you have. Just hire the number, and you'll see the number. You'll see them reach out one way or another. Some companies took about a month to respond to my application, whereas certain companies took about a week. But I would say, like, give or take, takes them about 3 weeks on average from applying to actually reaching out to you. So be patient and just keep on applying. Damn, Michael, what was your biggest interviewing screw up and how did you recover? I was hungover. That's my biggest screw up. Drank too much and I felt like I had enough time until 1 p.m. to recover. Did not. No, but all jokes aside, I think not studying enough about the company was definitely one of the biggest screw ups. When I interviewed with Comcast, they asked me about, oh, so what kind of Wi-Fi extenders do we have on the market right now? Couldn't answer that properly. And then he went as far as asking, oh, so I saw you launch the Galaxy Watch series. On Galaxy Watch 4, what was the chipset? And I think I was off by like a certain numbers on the chipset, so he kind of called me out on that too. So it really depends on the company, but I would study the company down to the granular details, and yeah, that's something that I learned last month. So yeah.
Do you think that advice is pertinent for like rounds 1 and 2, or is that further down?
This was round 2 with the hiring manager.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he was one of the more detail-oriented hiring managers throughout my 45 days, but still it's better to play safe than sorry. So all right, Doug, your question. Did you take any geographical approach to your application? Non-target cities first, and after a few rounds? No, I honestly I applied anywhere and everywhere. I don't have any preference for a certain geography. Target companies. No, I just blasted away all my applications. It might sound a little too much spraying and praying, but I wanted to get my numbers up first. That was my top priority. So, and I think I might have talked about this with Kel as well about a few weeks ago. If I saw a role, product management role, I just applied right away.
Great, thank you.
Yep. Michael's question: did you notice any green flags in the process that signaled they liked you? Yes, I think there were a few cases. One of the interviews from last month, I think it was an interview with the hiring manager, and after my pitch, like tell me about yourself pitch, that person said, all right, would love to hire you, but let's get down to some of the details. So I think comments like that really signaled that they liked me. I think another interview, I don't know how you guys do it, but I always wear a suit and a tie. And one person actually commented, oh, you actually wore a tie to an interview, which in my mind, I thought it was like a common thing, but the hiring manager was actually said thank you for like actually dressing up for the interview. So maybe that worked in my favor for that company. All right. Deepika, have you worked with highly technical PMs? If yes, what is one thing that you like about them, or one thing that you wish they did better? Um, yeah, I worked with PMs with engineering background, and one thing I like, well, I definitely like that they know what the hell they're talking about. Um, and they're very detail oriented and makes sure that um, whether it's from documentation to presentations, they're very detail oriented and needs to check off all the boxes. So I like that. So I was very confident in whatever we worked on was always on point. But on the flip side, that means you got to put in some extra hours while working with them, and it could be taxing on your hours, but again, higher quality work output. So it's a double-edged sword. But I definitely learned a lot from them, and yeah, took away my wins from them. Michael, how accurate are job descriptions compared to what the hiring manager really needs? My org keeps static job descriptions. Really depends, but my previous 2 jobs wasn't anything remotely close to the job description. It was it was listed as a product manager job, but I felt like certain companies were more program or project management versus actually launching a product. So I would say like maybe 50% is accurate. So usually I just read the first 2 lines of the job description, and the rest of them take it with a grain of salt. Can we get the follow-up rejection message added to the LinkedIn template doc? It's a good call out, Kel. All right, Michael, did you target the preferred bonus nice to have job description requirements in your branding material? Michael, can you expand on that?
Hey, Sean, thanks for being here. So, like in the job description, it's like the requirements, you have to have like 5 years of experience, but it's nice to have if you have 9 working with the CIA, like those types of requirements in the JDs.
Mm-hmm. So when you mean like if I targeted the preferred, like did I tailor my resume or did I go after certain roles?
Or did you address those aspirational traits that they listed if you had them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything that I can anything that I can show them that I can be a good fit for their team, I definitely addressed it. I interviewed with one of the hiring managers pretty recently, last month, where I addressed a certain preferred whatever job description, and I definitely highlighted that and showcasing my knowledge in the product launch cadences. That definitely worked in my favor when I was interviewing with them. And sometimes even if they don't bring it up, like I would definitely try to like bring it up like yourself in the conversation, try to sell yourself, and you making sure that you initiate the conversation. I feel like that always helped, instead of making it like a back and forth like a typical interview. What's the general approach with a follow-up email to a ghost and or rejection? Time limit, February. What is today? April? No, Chris, at this point, I'll just archive that. I would park that one somewhere else. I usually stopped following up after 2 or 3 weeks. By week 2, I'm like already like putting this on the lower priority list.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they could just respond instead of ghosting me. Just tell me I was rejected. All right. Abel, when companies reject you through no reply email address, how do you get back to them? Using a no reply email address indicates that you do not want to hear from you. I think that depends on which stage they rejected you. If it was like the resume screening phase and I got the rejection email, I wouldn't even bother. But if I was on like the 3rd or the 4th or like final round, I don't know if you attended one of the classes in like how to find someone on LinkedIn. I would leverage that and reach out to someone on that team so I can get some more insight. Sean is in the witness program. Justin, I did get my first LinkedIn message response from a direct last week. I only sent out a handful, but it was promising. The response was that they had just filled the position, but encouraged me to keep connecting with them. Hey, that's a win. So if you do see another position from that company, I would reach out to that person. Yeah. I think I had an instance. I think someone from ByteDance when it didn't work out, but I kept in touch with them, and I ended up reaching out for another position like 8 months later. So definitely works. All right, Michael, do you have a different resume based on desired role or something else? No, just one resume. And like I mentioned earlier, different email addresses or different numbers if they have like a cap on the number of applications you can put place. Marilyn, for the LinkedIn reach outs, would you do them after applying to the job posting with your applying to the job posting with your resume? What was the most efficient, effective workflow? I reached out after applying. So I would typically say, hey, I applied to position, blah, blah, blah. I had already applied. Do you have a time to connect with me on Friday or in the next few days? So when you actually apply to the job, like they can't ask you back like, oh, have you applied for the job? It just goes straight to the point, like, all right, can we chat or not? So definitely apply, then reach out. Or did you ever send your resume as an attachment via a LinkedIn reach out? Let me see. I think I have. Hold on. Rich, can you blur some of these out when you post up these when you post up the recording?
Hang on. You gotta tell me first. Actually, I'll just pause there really quick. You just gotta tell me when you're about to share your screen.
Yeah, I'm about to share my screen right now.
Give me a second.
Yep.
Give me a second. So you know you're getting old. Can't figure out all these buttons on Zoom. Like recording on TikTok these days, feeling like a dinosaur.
All right, Ali, not all LinkedIn job postings have a contact to reach out, right? Yeah, a lot of them do nowadays. Definitely a lot more versus like 2, 3 years ago. But if it doesn't, I'll reach out. I'll try to find the hiring manager or the GM of that department and try to reach out to them directly. Ali, there's a recording somewhere on Circles where Rich navigates in like how to find like the hiring manager for a specific role. So definitely take a look into that video. Did your LinkedIn inbound spike increase? What triggered it? So I was told by a friend that if you do open to work on a Monday and toggle off and then reactivate it on Monday, it puts you at like a higher spot where it refreshes you. So that's something that I've done. Obviously, I don't know if that actually works on that, but that's something that I've done since Q4 of last year. So that's tip number one. I didn't see any. I think I saw spikes in Q1, but I think that that's just because of the nature of the business, not because of something that I did differently. Can you please share your tell me about yourself response or framework? Yeah, Vanessa, number one, I try to keep it within 2 to 2.5 minutes. And I have 14 plus years of experience now, so I try to like trim out my earlier experiences that were more account management and program management focused. And then I drove straight into my earliest product management roles and just gave them a high overview of what my role was. Because I'm in more focused in consumer electronics, I gave a little bit more detail about my roles at Samsung. So, other companies, I would have just given them like a sentence or two, but for Samsung, I would specify that, hey, I was a lead product manager for Samsung Galaxy watches, and my main responsibility, I own the end-to-end. I own the end-to-end from the ideation, validation, and the go-to-market process. Just give them like 3 nuggets so that I can expand on that on a follow-up question down the road. And Vanessa, like, feel free to reach out on Circle. I can like quickly share my interview pitch or tell me about yourself pitch script, and so you can have leverage that as like as an example.
Thank you, will do. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, Kel, how would you respond to a rejection email where you did well on the interview, but the responsibilities of the role has changed? How would you respond to a rejection email? Kel, so did they like do a bait and switch or something? Like, so there was like a certain like roles listed. Huh?
So the original job description was a little bit more on the front end kind of things. And then as we talked about the interview, the hiring manager kind of talked about like, oh yeah, now that I'm thinking about this role, I might want to switch it to a little bit more of a platform kind of role. So that kind of came up as I was interviewing, but I still completed the interview, thought everything was fine. And then the recruiter reached out and said, yeah, the role is actually changing. So yeah, I got that email.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I received a similar email once back in like 2022. Um, and I just responded as cordially as possible to keep that relationship with the hiring manager. Because I mean, if they changed already, I think it's a done deal. So I just tried to keep the relationship so that I can contact that person later down the road. Yeah, but it sucks. It's like a gut wrenching feeling when you hear that. Here that's the reason why the position went somewhere else. Thank you, Justin. Did you track all of your applications and follow-ups, interviews, etc., in a centralized tracker? If yes, did you find any tactics to help you keep it current? Did you use any tools or hire any resources not mentioned yet on tonight's call to help with any application processes? Yeah, I had an Excel file. I just listed. Let me see if I have one here handy. But yeah, I kept track of an Excel file, just the company, the position, the status, and which step of the interview I'm on with the dates. As I mentioned earlier, certain companies will wait about a month, or it takes them about a month to reach out to have a first round of interview. So that Excel file kept me honest. Like I would like look back into the file to see like what the hell this position is even about. So I would encourage everyone to keep note of all the jobs that you guys are applying to. I know some people used Notion to track their job applications, but I don't know. I just kept it on an Excel file. Nothing fancy. Maryland, for the LinkedIn reach outs, would you do them after applying to the job posting with your?
Oh, sorry, that's a repeat.
Oh, okay. No problem. Right. Do you use the same resume format from 2021? No. It's definitely longer this time around. If you have 10 plus years of experience, keep it page and a half. Previous to that, mine was a single page. But from a format perspective, it's the one that the product gym recommends.
Okay, great. Yeah, I joined PG back in 2022, so I still have that resume and I wanted to update it. So just wanted to confirm because I know you mentioned that things are different from like 2021, 2022. So didn't know if it's anything that needed to be updated or changed.
Yeah. Yeah, same format.
Awesome, thanks.
Yep. Marilyn, anything you did beyond resume and LinkedIn branding? Did you have a portfolio or a website? If so, is this something that you felt made you stand out more competitive? Unfortunately, I don't have a portfolio or a website, but one of my very close friends that I was a groomsman for, he had a website, and I don't know. He didn't tell me that it helped him, but it definitely made his resume shine. So he landed 2 offers like last week. One at alarm.com, but then I think he ended up landing a different job at another company. Man, I gotta stop saying these company names on these recorded calls.
Nobody watches them, man. I mean, look at it. Like people come in here. It's like friggin' doing another P90X promo. I doubt like this is gonna get executed.
Got it. All right, Marilyn, do you have a summary section of what kind of PM you are and what you're looking for at the top of your resume? No. It's just skills and work experience. I used to have a version that had my either objective or summary of what I did, but I saw more success with my current version, which is the one with the list of skills at the top.
Just to back that up, it took me a come around to that thinking as well. I just trusted the system here that Rich and you guys have been talking about. But because I know we're used to seeing that at the top of the resumes, but I haven't been using it and I'm seeing just as good or maybe even better response without it.
Awesome. Hey, as long as the goal is to get the interview. So whichever ingredients work for you, big ups. So just for me personally, the skill section had better results. But shoot, I don't know. Well, okay, Vanessa's question. Follow up to Marilyn's question. Did you do a case study or anything outside of the box to stand out for a role that you really liked? For two companies, I went into the interview with a PowerPoint. One was it was a consumer electronics company. I went in with what my thoughts were on their current portfolio. What are some of the, doing like SWOT analysis, and these are some of the current trends. Like just giving them just a broad overview. Like it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it showed that I was doing my homework. So that led me to later rounds. I think that's what helped me. So definitely helped, but I also had an experience where I went in with something that they didn't ask for, and they were just kind of like, it's okay, and they just kind of pushed it off. So, but if you do really like the company and their values and their products, then yeah, like let's say you're in like a fourth round or whatever, going with something that will make you stand out from the competition. Just FYI, my PowerPoint or presentation that I made for that company was about like 20 slides. Didn't go through all of them, but it showed that I was doing some homework in the back. What should be on the portfolio website, by the way? I'll lean on to the broader group here. I don't have a portfolio. So if anyone has a portfolio to share from their website, I'll lean onto the group members, but I don't have a portfolio to share or share any insights on. Oh shoot, Kel. Got it. All right, Chris dropped. So yeah, I think those are some of the questions that I see here. Any other questions that I can help in answering? Okay.
Sorry, I just posted it, but I can just say it. I know you talked about how like you sticking to the resume format that we learned at PG. I was also a 22 member. How do you feel about LinkedIn branding? Like, are you doing anything, or did you do anything different there? I noticed you had some bullets under your roles, or do you recommend just sticking to like exactly the branding kind of steps we went through with PG?
Um, I think my LinkedIn branding is still closely resembles what Peach had recommended. But to your point, I did make some changes rather recently, so about like a year ago. But I think more importantly, just getting more endorsements help for the algorithm. So job descriptions, yeah, definitely helps, but I would focus more on the algorithm. And yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have
Yeah,
any
just
questions?
yeah, it really just comes down to applying more, reaching out to people and mock interviews. If oh, sorry. Okay. But if you have any questions on like what my resume looks like or what my interview pitch looks like or creating a script for the behavioral interviews, like feel free to reach out and I can share my screen a little bit more freely. And yeah, we can go through some of the granular details there.
Well, you know, if you want to open up that can of worms, Sean, those one-on-one calls brutal. Like one-on-one calls. You want to know why I don't do it? I'll tell you guys exactly why I don't fucking do one-on-one calls. I actually have that thing pinned up on my IG where Jensen Huang's like, I don't do one-on-ones. It's an Asian thing. We don't do one-on-ones, dude. It's group action or no action. It's just like, yeah, like you don't have your fucking questions ready, right? I'm here, motherfucker. Like, yeah, so why'd you start? That's not gonna help you get a job, bro. You got like 17 seconds before I fucking clip. And they're just like, so here's how a one-on-one call goes. It's like a New York girl's first date with the finance bro, and then she wonders why people talk shit about finance. It's like, first, they don't know what the fuck to ask you. So they don't. It's a staring contest. And then the second thing they do here is they start like fine-tuning their car, like they're freaking like late. And they're trying to get that thing warmed up. And then they start asking you questions. And while they're asking you questions, they're really just buying themselves time to try to keep you on the phone, to try to be a goddamn emotional vampire. Right. And then after that shit, it's like, so what did you do? I did this, but I heard this. But you've been doing that. Yeah. Has it been working? No. But I heard this. So they're going to go out there to try to convince you that their game plan that they're not fucking doing, that doesn't fucking work. Let me repeat that from a product management standpoint. You are going to try to convince me that your game plan that you're not doing that doesn't fucking work. You don't fucking believe in, you get no enjoyment out of. Here's a better game plan than the game plan that's already worked. But yeah, but I don't think it's gonna work. Get the fuck off the call, motherfucker. What are you waiting for? And then after that, they're like, okay. So after you have successfully convinced them, mind you, at great energy loss to you, because you literally just went 12 rounds with Thanos, and you're just like, oh, they go back to doing fucking nothing. So this is why a one-on-one call doesn't work. This is why I'm in Asia. My Asia team doesn't give me bullshit. This is all there is to it. I say left, everybody just flanks left. It's like a military formation. I fucking love it, you know. But like freaking hilariously, and back in America, you guys are feelers, right? Well, going to an American product management meeting is fucking hilarious. It's like, well, I just feel that you get to see the head of products like, if they ever have the Apple Watch on, the freaking blood pressure is just shooting up. That from the UX designer is like, well, I just feel, well, I don't really know how I feel, but I just, what they really want to say is, I feel like that would just mean me doing more work, and I don't really want to do that because I'd rather pretend to like not work from home. So the moral of the story is this: if you guys take massive, 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 massive action, right? You guys are just gonna get it. And that's all it is. Everybody was feeling a little low. I know for those of us that are for those of you, I no longer live in the East Coast anymore. For those of you that are in the East Coast, it's cold, it's dark, it's lonely. That's what this call is all about. You guys saw it on Kel. I mean, you're here, I think, largely because you watched some of the calls. And I've been telling people to reach out to people and start applying together. You're not going to do it on your own. Willpower is a myth. It is scientifically proven that unless you're North Korean or come from a communist country, Americans cannot do something for a prolonged period of time at a high level consistently without burning out. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. So stop fighting against willpower. Most of your competition is just not going to take more action. So after this call right now, you guys should be applying. Most of you guys don't have, some of you guys don't have a job. What else do you got to do? Unless you got to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for mental health. I actually did sign up for a guest session, this local spot. You're like, oh, Kel was like, you should do, I saw Kel's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he was like, yeah, you should do it, man. It's the greatest thing ever. So I walked into this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym in Busan, and they're looking at me like, we gonna fuck this guy up. Come back here at 6:30, bro. Don't be late. Make sure to bring towels for the blood. So if I don't, that's the other reason why I'm getting more guests on here. If I like accidentally throw my back or something, you guys have some fallbacks. You guys have some like secondaries.
Rich,
Huh?
Rich, I got my MRI results back, and they were like, don't do BJJ for now.
What I
Don't
heard.
go into sparring sessions.
They're always like, it's safer than striking. I don't know about that. At least you're like standing up, dude. Things can get raunchy once you're on the ground. So like, I can tell you guys this right now. If you guys follow me on LinkedIn, I'm gonna leave it off with like a note of positivity. Like, pretty pleased with sugar on top. There was more roles posted up on Black Monday than any other day. I was posting on LinkedIn like crazy. And usually they post the most on Thursday and Friday afternoons, but they were posting like crazy on Monday. And companies were telling me that was the day that they got I saw a bunch of people just freaking sharing memes, which I appreciate because which I freaking appreciate because it was just like I'm all about looking at memes now, as you guys can go out there and see. But your competition is not working, and you guys need to go ahead and actually get it. So like, freaking A. We had like no memes before. I don't know if you guys are following us on IG. We had like no memes before, and then they're like, oh, it's gonna take like at least 3 months. And I was like, let me get on this shit really quick. So I was like, I freaking saved like a bunch of memes, and then I started replicating it. Oh my gosh, 3,679 views. That was hilarious. It took me about like 3 hours, and then like I was just looking, I was like, and my very esteemed team here in Asia was like, all right, Rich, let's get it. And I was like, we got to get this shit up before the market opens on Monday. We got to get this shit because people are going to be looking for that freaking content. I give out all this fucking free good advice on how to get a fucking job. 50 views, 36 views, 72 views. I do one Game of Thrones post. Japan, what did they say, bro? Can they lower the tariffs? Korea, they said no deal. I came up with all this shit myself. I thoroughly felt joy in doing it. I was like, oh, love Team Asia. Love Team Asia. Oh, this one here. I thought this one actually was gonna kill it.
Waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
JP Morgan Chase product management team complaining 5 days work a week, return to the office now ready to bring sleeping bags so they don't have to go job hunting. That one didn't do too bad. They're about, you guys get off of this call. You guys literally can get off of this call by Friday. You know, you guys literally can't get out of this call by Friday. It's not going to be fun. JP Morgan's going to do about 20%. It's going to have a reduction of workforce by 20%. That's all there is to it. You just got to go out there and apply more. Yeah. Yeah. Tornayor. I hope I'm saying your name right. That got your attention, right? That got your attention,
Hello.
right?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? I know Jermaine invited you. Welcome. Listen, like the competition is just gonna get more fierce. So like rely on each other for mental support. But compared to man, dude, I fucking missed that. I wish I had my phone out. When Trump announced 24% freaking tariffs, I was at Korean barbecue. These guys were like, man, fuck that, dude. Yo. You guys start making your own skincare products and shit. Yeah. 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 So
yeah. Guys, really use the air tables. That shit helps. It's a
use
game
the
changer.
Airtable. I don't even know why you guys are, with the exception of our guests. It's freaking hilarious. It is freaking hilarious. Like the Airtable, we already scraped up all the jobs for you guys. The freaking hiring manager is literally saying, hey, we're expanding our product management team. Product leader, DM me. We guys can't even get, you guys want to know why AI is replacing you motherfuckers? Let me tell you, because you guys some lazy ass pieces of shit. That's why. Okay. Freaking war timing out here hard in Asia. I'm like not even joking. Not all of you. Some of you I know are putting up great activity, but I'm saying this for the people that are actually not on this call, especially the people that are not on this call. There's people out here on H1 visas putting up 200-300 applications. Shivani had 4 offers pulled from her because of visa issues. So if you are an American citizen born in America and you have a US college degree, I'm sorry. I just cannot feel any sympathy. Like there are people like the people that are getting jobs out there that you guys are seeing the testimonials. Actually, my favorite guy, one of my favorite guys ever. I don't give a shit what people say about me anymore. I'm like, I'm in Asia, right? I'm with my own people. What are you guys gonna do? but homie here, like, okay. He applied to 10,000 jobs, broke a record, got it 3 offers, in and out, 45 days, right? So when I tell most Americans, they're like, oh, hell no. 10,000? I ain't doing that shit. So it just proves to me, our guest's face there just lit up like a Christmas tree. It just proves to me, y'all just don't want to work. You know, I'm about to have a post coming up real soon right now. It's going to drop in 20 minutes. Freaking guy was like, hey, Rich, when you coming back? By the way, I'm going to be at EDC Korea. Motherfucker, you don't have money to pay me, but you have money to come to EDC Korea. I'm going to find you and slap you in the face. You know how many freaking losers I would see? Like, oh, yeah, dude, product gym's too expensive. And then I see him at a Taylor Swift concert. What do you do? I have a job. You don't have a job. What are you doing here? What are you going to tell me? You won the tickets at a raffle? Oh, man, that was too much. So everybody set times where you're going to go out there and apply. I'll give you guys 3 action steps right now. 3 action steps right now. Post up on, if you're not enrolled yet, enroll or prepare to get crushed. Okay? for one. Number two, okay, post up the times that you guys are applying together. Post up the times that you guys are applying together, okay? Posting up the times that you guys are applying together and do the mock interviews and record it. Hold yourself. Sean's putting himself out there. I love it when people are like, I'm like that. Whatever is making you uncomfortable is what you got to go ahead and do because comfort led you here. And we want to get out of here. So to get out of here, you have to be uncomfortable. Sean and Lawrence, they recorded their mock interviews for y'all. Michael is the only one that watched it. 2 weeks ago, I told everybody. In fact, we're gonna do that before we get off of this call. I want everybody to go on LinkedIn right now and hit one hiring manager. I don't give a shit if you want to work there or not. Michael, 2 weeks ago, he hit it at 10:44 on the dot, East Coast time, got a response 10:45. So, like, from now on, we're not leaving the call unless we hit 5 hiring managers. You guys know you guys not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. You know you're not going to do it. You know that I know you're not going to do it. All right. So, everybody, before we hop on this call, no more motivation sessions. Let's come on, yo. We started this call freaking January 4th. Taxes are about to get done, yo. What are you guys banking on? Nobody at the IRS is going to collect because of Doge? I'm hoping that's going to be the case, but it's not. Oh, man. I would have been buying bottles hard, Sean. I would have flown you out here. They told me they dismantled the entire IRS. Oh, man. These guys are gangsters. They're freaking gangsters. I want freaking Elon Musk to go down to every IRS office. I'm putting it out there with the flamethrower and just light them up. Bugs try to threaten me as a minority business owner. Shame on you. Okay, everybody hit a job. Nobody gets off the call unless they hit a job on LinkedIn. Your resume doesn't matter. Hit a job on LinkedIn, except for Sam. Sam's new here, guys. This might be Sam's last call, though. Yeah. This might be Sam. Everybody hit a job, hit a job, hit a job, hit a job. You guys are scared. It's okay. Sometimes we're all scared. I went to my first local tech meetup, Sean, in Busan. I was feeling a little nervous about going in there. And then I called James, and James was like, bro, you're probably one of the biggest earners there right now. Puts you at the top 2%. Not to mention you're pulling your cash legally, which puts you at the top 1% of the top 1%. But I was still feeling nervous, but I told myself I was gonna have to start mingling with the local population at some point. All my friends are married. Amateurs. Everybody hit a job. Everybody go on LinkedIn right now, hit a job. If you guys need me to craft a message, okay, everybody stay positive. If you guys need me to go ahead and craft the message, I'm like, everybody stay positive. Stocks plunge most since 2020. All right, don't worry about that. Stay positive, all right, because it always comes back up. Product manager. Shoot it in, type in posts, okay? And then let's take a look at this right now. Let's see who is posting. If you guys need messages, let me know. I'll craft the message here with you before I go to lunch. We got Fierce is hiring 6 hours ago by Cindy Ball. Fierce is hiring. We are seeking an experienced, self-directed product manager to drive in collaboration with our engineering team. Let's take a look here. Anybody want it? Who wants it? Let me know. I craft the message. Look at all these people hitting me up, asking for free advice. All these free advice people.
Oh, I also leveraged Hiring Cafe as well. Just
Hiring
FYI.
Cafe is the best job board. They're not paying me to say that yet, but I am manifesting a check from them. Okay. My lawyer told me I have to say that. Not like yeah. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Have you guys been seeing the comments on this inspired post? It's freaking hilarious. Like, how am I supposed to feel inspired when they keep doing layoffs? Okay. Anybody have any roles for me to go out there and hit? Boom, 3 hours ago. My algorithm though is very synced. It's like we're expanding our team at Puzzle and need someone awesome to help us grow fast. We got any growth product managers in the house? My crypto bro.
I'm new here. I'm trans. What's the right word? I'm transitioning into PM. So my product manager experience isn't the best. So I'm not sure.
Dude, it's numbers. Okay. You have an excuse, but what about the rest of you? Ultra qualified cadets. Uh you know what really got me like freaking, what really got me going about this business? If I can call you, how do I say your name? Tornado or what?
Yeah, you call me Cujo, but that's my middle name, Cujo.
Oh, Cujo or Pujo?
Cujo.
Cujo? Okay.
Yeah.
Cujo, like the cop? Or like
Yeah,
the
it's
dog?
it's it's like when I came to United States, they said there's a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cujo.
yeah. So that's what they said. That it's Cujo like the dog.
Okay. All right. Sean, you got a device background. If you're not hitting they just lit up Amazon. Dude, didn't you work on cameras?
No, I was on smartwatches.
It's practically the same thing, yo.
Yeah, I need to make another email address then.
You see?
And another phone number.
That is wartime product management right there. Okay, Amazon just posted for 45 minutes right now. Let's see who's going to go ahead and get it. It is currently right now 10:26 in the PM on East Coast time. Okay, that means somewhere between 9:45 to 10 p.m. East Coast. Hiring manager Josh McLean here posted up for a product manager role. Okay, we got one comment. Okay, and we got somebody named Prachi here that loves this post. Comment on the motherfucker. No shit, you love the post, man. You see somebody that you like on the street, what are you gonna do? Wave or you can strike up a conversation, right? Let's go ahead and take up this jug. Plexi, pretty pleased with sugar on top. If you can get that on the air table. Uh, 3 hours ago, software development engineer. Let me see here. Yo, yo. People are like, market's bad. The CEO of Puzzle, okay, is saying we're hiring for product managers, full stack engineers, customer success, and account managers. The CEO posted this up 4 hours ago. Everybody should be hitting that thing right now. Okay. And oh shit. We do have somebody that from the family. Divya hit that job up. But she's doing her job thing. Can you imagine somebody that's just like, oh yeah, the market's bad. Yeah, the market's bad. That's why I sent a Slack message out. I sent a Slack message out to somebody on the design team if we can get a graphic going. So we can stop people's attention and doom scrolling for a second. Hit those jobs, people. I want to see on the thing what's somebody actually like be the ringleader of this. I want you guys out of here. Can money buy happiness? Oh gosh. I'll tell you guys who's crushing it. Did you guys see the guy with the Saratoga water? My team's telling me to do that. The Saratoga water guy. where he's just washing his face with Saratoga water every single day. Let me see here.
Oh, I forgot to ask this question to in the beginning of the call. I'm just gonna call up Michael. Michael, how many applications for the week?
Me, honestly, mine has died because I have work that is starting in the first week of May. But in terms of numbers, if we're considering outreach, I was about 100.
That's solid numbers right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
especially
submit my resume.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just going to say I'd submit my resume and then do the outreach on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah, I think when Rich kept us accountable, kept asking me every 12 hours, how many did you do now? That really helped, trying to keep everyone in the group honest. So maybe next time around, I'll start the call asking. I'll go down the list and ask how many applications and reach outs. Because that putting someone under your ass, definitely helps.
Excuse me. Yeah, I just googled puzzle now, and I found different puzzles. So the job posting there by puzzle, can we get the precise contact? Can I get the precise contact information?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. Give me a second here. I'll bring it back up. Okay. See, that's a good sign, right? Abel's getting after it. Give me a second here. Okay. So we actually have 2 from Puzzle. So this is actually how like you stay ahead also of like what's going on in the market. Is like we have the recruiting lead, Melissa Matta. She's posting up for Puzzle. So I'm gonna put it into the chat. That's all it is, just sending out 30 messages a day, right? And then the second thing here is I'm going to go back into the post and just scroll up a little bit. See, look at all these people that are saying like, hey, I'm starting my new position. I'm starting my new position. So clear, like principal product marketing manager. So clearly people are taking jobs. Okay, so now you also have the CEO, right? So like I'm gonna grab this link right here for you, Abel, and I'm gonna put it into the chat. Okay, but they're hiring for a PM, a senior PM, and a group PM, and they're hiring for account executives, and they're hiring for customer success managers, right? And full stack engineers. You know what this is right here? Come join a really ambitious, fast-growing, well-funded startup called Puzzle. This is what we call in the world of recruiting jackpot or a whale. This is when a company just grabbed cash. Okay. And we can all admit right now, if a company can get funding in this market, they see a very high potential that they're going to make money with all this nonsense that's going on in the market right now. So these are the companies that we want to be focusing on. When you're applying onto these job boards, I'm not saying don't do it. It's like sometimes it could be a posting that like people forgot to take off. I remember I had this guy yell at me. He was like, that job's been open for 6 months. Like, it's been closed. Like, why is it still on LinkedIn? Because I forgot to take it down. Why didn't you take it down sooner? Because I'm not being paid enough to take that shit down, man. Like, recruiters only getting paid 70 G's a year. You think somebody getting paid 70 G's a year really gives a shit to do their job well? Like, I want to speak to your manager. I am my manager. Well, let me talk to your other manager then. He was like, what? This I told my boss that on the phone. He's like, yeah, this guy here is bitching because I forgot to take one of the roles off of LinkedIn. And my boss is like, man, fuck that guy. So we want to hit it. Now let's go ahead and actually find out. Who wants to hit puzzle? I'll craft one message before I hop to lunch. Who wants to hit puzzle? Anybody wants to hit puzzle?
Yeah, I want to.
There we go. Evil here will be champion. So let's get it, yo. Look at all these emotional, not all of them. Some of them are students and fans. You guys are the best, by the way. Some of these people, there's this guy who's been hitting me up for free advice for 5 years, and I was like, yo, man, just pay up already. I got no time for you. Okay, puzzle. Now, let's take a look at this. We got one group product manager for partnerships. We got one senior product manager for growth. So let's take a look at how we're going to go ahead and hit this thing right now. So I'm a big fan of the communist version of ChatGPT. So I'm going to go bring that thing up. And literally, we're just going to go out there and there's a word count. Okay. And for all my Canadians out there, people are always like, well, what about always read this. It'll be part of your paradigm shift. They always say like, should be currently residing in US or Canada. But we've had Brits hit these jobs before and actually get interviews. And they're like, would they interview somebody from the UK? I don't know. You see the situation in England getting any better? No. Well, then you better start hitting some US jobs. What's my pitch? I could do the job cheaper. And I'm already up 5 hours before you are, so I'll get a head start on it. So I want to craft a LinkedIn message to convince a hiring manager to give me an interview for a product manager. I can't even believe this is a thing now. This is taking thinking and common sense completely out of the human brain. I want to craft a LinkedIn message to convince a hiring manager to give me an interview for a product manager role. Okay. Please craft the message in a fun and upbeat manner within 300 characters. And another version with 200 characters. I want to sound fun, mission-driven, on the goals of the company, as if I am the biggest fan ever, and qualified for the position at the same time. Here's the job description. And then on 3, we say tariffs and watch magic happen. There you go. So I'm going to pipe up this message, both messages in here.
I have a question. Do the hiring managers run this through AI or one of those things?
Yo, man, just because you buy a frozen pizza at Whole Foods, I mean, add a little salt and pepper to it or something, dude. You can't just straight copy and paste. I mean, come on. This is already shaped. How lazy can you mother lovers be? Come on.
No.
No. It's a fair question, right? No, they're not going to run it because we're going to go ahead and we're going to do what with this information? What you want to go ahead and do is, if you're full-time job hunting and you don't care, you want to go ahead and add it into the comment. If you don't want people to go ahead and see, let's go ahead and actually click on Marissa here. okay, and go click on connect and click add a note, and then you can go ahead and add a note here. But we've been doing this all year. Only Daniel was like, yo, Rich, they changed up the rules lately. I can only send out 5 of these a day. And I was like, well, that just tells me how many of you guys are not sending it, because I should have been getting like 800 messages saying, yo, message is working. Literally, I've been getting pinged by people. They're like, yo, Rich, message is working. I've been converting, but I can only send out 5 of these a day, man. How do I scale up? You got to make a decision whether or not you want to go out there and buy premium, or if you don't want to buy premium. I don't want people to pay for additional shit if like they don't want to, but like I think like the follow-up is also like really important. Somebody else, like, let's just go out there and game plan some potential obstacles, right? Some people said like, well, I don't want my company seeing me do this. What somebody else did was they created a brand new LinkedIn profile, and then they blocked all of their former coworkers, added everybody here, right? So like, I mean, all product management really is like, there's a problem, there's a solution. Somebody's always going to come and say like this, and then it's just like, okay, we got to figure out that, right? So like, yeah, so like there's every obstacle, I honestly believe, is like an opportunity. And I really want everybody here to embody that mindset. Like when shit goes wrong, and take it from me running this business for the last 8 years, shit's always going to go wrong. More things have been going wrong in the last 2.5 years than I would say normally. I've
Hey,
had to
Rich, I
change
have a
up.
concern. Rich, I
Yeah.
have a concern.
What's up?
Listen, when you get to these LinkedIn profiles, that's you get the hiring managers or the job posters.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often, you don't get the button to connect. No, you don't see that connect button.
I don't see the connect button.
Because it is through the connect button that you sent that message.
Right.
Yes, on my screen, once in a while you see the connect button. Most often you only see send messages. You don't see the connect button.
All right, Gucci. So can you share your screen with me so I can see what it is, so everybody can see what the problem is, and then let's go ahead and MacGyver this bad boy.
Okay.
Plexi, get out of here. You go rest. Get out of here.
Let me go to that LinkedIn.
Plexi's like, say less.
LinkedIn.
No, go rest. Go rest. Go rest. You don't need to be here. Go rest. Go rest. Oh man, dude. Say less. See, why we always hire Team Asia. In America, they'll be like, Rich, this is like my work life. We're at wartime right now, bro. I don't know if you noticed. We're in the middle of a trade war right now. Share your screen with us and let me see it. That's how DeepSeek won. Yeah, they're like, drop this shit right before Chinese New Year, and none of you guys get to go home. You wanna share your screen with us, Abel? It's the green button down.
I've been trying to do that. I'm unable. Let me get back to you.
Okay, post up a screenshot or something. Yeah, click up, Jessica here. Click on the arrow to the right, and you have the option to connect. That's all it is. I want to see like,
I'll do a screenshot. Let me try and get a screenshot.
Post up the screenshot. I mean, yeah, dude, literally, we're solving problems within problems. You know, if you guys don't like to solve problems, you guys need to get off of this call, because that's that's just like saying you want to be a nurse and not see blood. Like, this is the job, you know. There's a 100%. This is like if you guys are thinking being a product manager in this market is equivalent to being a med school student during COVID. I don't know what you saw during Grey's Anatomy, but you guys are going into combat like right now. Send a screenshot. You can upload a screenshot over to the meeting chat. Yeah. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, dude. 30 a day. Just get it out there. Okay. I'm gonna be with you guys the whole time while you guys are applying.
Okay. I found a solution. I found a solution.
Did you find a solution? You found a solution for the screenshot, or did you find a solution?
For the connect button I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I got it.
Thank God. Listen, if we enrolled you, we have to deal with y'all until you guys get out. And that's the promise. That's why people have been enrolling with us, because other companies are like, yo, Product Gym is crazy. Yo, in 8 weeks, we gotta wave goodbye to these people. I ain't trying to see them again. Like, we gotta deal with you guys until you guys get out. So everybody that was showing up to those we had about 17 people that showed up to the 2-a-day calls, 1 night session, 1 morning session. And Sean would be able to recall vividly, no matter how hungover I was, I would crawl and make it to the freaking call. And that was all it was, right? Like 12 hours, like you have to be accountable, you have to be accountable, you have to be accountable. That racked up a bunch of interviews. You do a bunch of interviews, you're just going to get a job. That's all there is to it. So like, you know, that was all there was to it. All right. Let's get it, people. If you guys haven't enrolled yet, go ahead and enroll. We haven't. People always ask me, we cannot legally say 100% placement rate, but we haven't lost anybody that's been applying, because like Shivani is the greatest example. She had 4 offers pulled from her and she still landed a job at Amazon. I was like, what are you gonna do? Go home? So like, let's get it. I think this is probably the most important question, but just guilty like everybody else. I kind of just thought of it as like we were talking. Is like, there's a few times when not just you, but a lot of people, like the winter's been brutal. I mean, I guess it's like I feel a lot happier with the sun out, but like what there was a few times, you said you had low motivation. Lauren said he had low motivation. Like Prit was telling me he had low motivation. And I don't exactly remember who said it, but they're like, but Rich, like I feel you, but like, how do you feel pumped up? How do you feel pumped up when you're not feeling pumped up to do it? And like, I was like, I don't feel pumped up. I was like, I don't wake up and be like, let's do this product management coaching call. I mean, I somehow just kind of power through it. But like, how did you kind of get out of that rut? Because there was a few times where I was just like, yo, what are your applications like? And then you're kind of like, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, how did you kind of get, how did you like really get on it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm not just saying this because I'm on the call with you guys, but having the community definitely helps. When Lawrence is like, yo, I just applied like X amount of number of jobs and I'm going on the interview next week, let's do a mock interview, then that motivates me, So having the community definitely helps. Not, you don't feel alone. So that was number one. And number two, I have a wife that supports me all the way. So she was kicking my ass to force myself to be motivated. So, but no, in all honesty, like having a good surrounding and the peers around you definitely changes the mood. So, yeah. And on that note, Rich, maybe bring the 12 hours back.
No,
maybe.
I got life now, dude, man, it was like freaking crazy, dude. I felt like I was like an AA freaking Alcoholics Anonymous, right? It's like, oh man, it's like it's getting like good. And it's like, oh, I gotta go home. It's like at 11 o'clock at night, you know, when you know you're one of the biggest earners, right? So like there's a few times I'd be talking to somebody. I remember this one girl, I was like, yeah, you know, I gotta go. You gotta go home to your wife. Like, no, I gotta go on a coaching call. It's a coaching call. What are you in a 12-step program? I was like, something like that. And these people need me to get a job. You know, she's like, can I see it? That was actually a pretty good segue. I was like, 100%. She's like, hang on. All these people got to do is apply to like this job pays how much in America? About like 200, 250. It's like, whoa. They threw that shit out on the street out here, dude. People would be squid gaming for that thing right now. Yeah. And I was like, and to get she's like blown away. She's like, and to get to work from home? Like, yeah, I was like, do you think I could do the program? I was like, I mean, only one way to find out. We got to enroll you. She's like, no discounts. I've never given a discount. I've never given a discount to anybody ever. But yeah, I'd say like staying motivated, 100%. Like, I think it's also like important to acknowledge like the problem of like I'm not feeling motivated. You know, like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But anyways, fam, like I want somebody to kind of take more the initiative of like, Jessica, you should go out there. I'm gonna give you the flag. I like your last name, Story. Take the initiative of like rallying the group and saying like I'm applying right now, get the people on there and get it like freaking going. That's why they have like study groups in college, right? Nobody's gonna study for finals on their own anyways. I mean, half the time you're spending shooting this shit, but I also think it's very, I don't know, from hosting this for like 8 years, I think like the people that actually voice out their concerns about like I'm not feeling motivated or like I'm having imposter syndrome, I think that's really, you guys at best get me 3 hours like a week. I mean, I give you guys more than 3 hours, right? Like I always go over a time limit, but I think like the rest of the time, you guys need to be keeping each other accountable. So somebody needs to, in every cohort, somebody needs to step up. When I announce a time, people are like, that time doesn't work for me. That time doesn't work for me. That time doesn't work for me. I mean, is your life working out for you? I mean, what do you want? You got to make it work, right? So like somebody needs to go out there and actually designate, take charge, either like an East Coast group or West Coast group. Let's make it like a little bit of a competition. Canadians have consistently outcompeted the US. I don't want to make it versus US versus Canada with everything that's going on right now. But they don't have a choice. So I think the next session, I really want to go ahead and talk about the bringing back, I think, the groups. We had a spreadsheet out at that time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You assigned partners, and that's how I ended up with Lawrence. I think
I did assign. Yeah, I did assign partners. Okay. Yeah. These sessions, I think, like, Sean, thank you so much. Like, you got all that stuff going on to start at the new job. Nothing motivates. I remember my girlfriend at the time, my Korean girlfriend at the time during COVID. She's like, "Well, did you follow up with that guy? And did you call that guy? What about that guy?" She was on top of it. She should have been actually working here, which is too crazy. But anyways, like, yeah, 100%. Jessica and Vanessa, yo, you guys have been showing up consistently to the call. Let's get you out of here by the end of April, yo. Come on. Let's get out of here. Sam, welcome. This is the vibe. Michael, keep doing what you're doing. Abel, keep doing what you're doing. I have yet to meet Anissa yet. Ollie comes by every now and then, who I know. Welcome back. Let's get it. I'll talk to you guys all later. I have to eat something. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.